Interesting week, huh? How'd you guys' collection go, huh? Halloween, it's my favorite holiday, and in order to get into the festive spirit, I usually go on a horror marathon of sorts, be it movies or whatever. This year I watched some old Suspense episodes, which for those unaware was a horror radio show that ran in the mid-20th century.
This afternoon he began reading my manuscript for the first time, on the train. The commuter's train, which every afternoon deposits him safely and soundly here in Crispin. I imagine he was halfway home by the time he finished the first chapter. Then he turned a page. Attached to the following leaf was a picture. And looking at it, the young man stiffened suddenly and all but cried out his shock. It was a picture of a young woman, and under it had been printed, "Famous poisoner Marie Dobré, 1676. Ted Stevens was looking at a picture of his own wife."
Which I thought was cool, I thought I'd take inspiration and do my own version, which I mean, yeah, I get it. It sounded a little different from the real one.
No! I need more drugs and cocaine! The real will prevail in these lands!
But bro, y'all niggas making it seem like I threw on every accent under the sun except for the one I was going for, bro. I was going for like a Cold War newscaster, not a fucking gay Italian or whatever the hell someone said. Anyway, we should talk lore. It's been a while since we did that. Although, fair warning, I feel like we've been friends long enough, so I can say this. I'm mostly tapped out. I've said all I needed to say with regards to this patch, and with that said, this video is, less important than the other ones about 5.1. So, I mean, look, if you, dropped your life immediately to watch this video, you were, like, escaping a building that caught on fire, but got the notification for the video and just stopped, dropped, and opened YouTube, this just ain't the one, bro. This is the type of video where you just keep running to escape the burning building. But it's because I'm, semi-confident this plotline will go somewhere. It's still worth bringing up, and it's this. Who helped the captain to find the source mechanism? And I ask this because if we really look into the scene, it raises some very titillating questions.
I have some questions of my own. Tell me. How did you discover the source mechanism?
We weren't getting any closer to obtaining the Gnosis, so I had my men scour Natlan for a different option. Auroron helped as well. We tracked down 3 scholars, Aberawa, Bosomtwe, and Kushtal, and combined the results of their research to locate this ancient device.
I've never heard those names before. Seems like my own investigation failed to locate some critical personnel. I'm just not sure how I missed them.
Strange. Perhaps they simply live in seclusion. In any case, their results speak for themselves.
Putting the names of the scholars aside for now, the reason Mavuika is so baffled by all this is because the nature of their work, in conjunction with one another, allowed the Fatui to find a mechanism that baffled nearly everyone in Natlan, chosen heroes, and even the pyro archon herself.
So, our current intel suggests the Fatui is after the source mechanism. The device is a complete mystery, even to us. What does the captain want with it?
I have no idea. But it's safe to assume the device could serve a similar purpose to the Gnosis.
So the fact that there are supposedly average random niggas who are just walking around who know more about this extremely ancient tech than the Archon herself raises some red flags. But what exactly is the source mechanism? And why is it then impressive that modern-day humans have some understanding of what it is? Well, put simply, the source mechanism seems to have been first created by ancient elemental dragons who used it to, quote, imbue the ley lines with power to strengthen them, but because, the fucking dragons were too stupid to properly navigate the ley lines, they sort of just gave up on it. Now, earlier we were told by Yansan which dragons once inhabited these lands.
That's because in the distant past, Natlan was home to an incredibly advanced civilization ruled by dragons. Humans only established their own society after the fall of the dragons.
So these are Saurian ruins? Wait, you mean like the elemental sovereigns? They had their own advanced civilization?
Yes, a really long time ago. Very few records have survived until now, so no one really knows what the devices here are for. These ruins have been abandoned for a long time. But with the recent increase in Abyss activity, The installations around here have somehow been activated again.
In this context, it seems likely the source mechanism also would have came into existence around this time period, and given humans didn't live in Natlan yet, this explains why any humans having knowledge about these devices is strange at best, and conspiratorial at worst. Now, on to the scholars, whose names I will say once and never again. Aburi, Bosont, Coxtel. Who are these three and how do they know so much? One very interesting thing about this whole revelation from the captain is the fact that even he is taken aback by the fact that Mavuika failed to locate these three scholars. He notes it's strange and suggests these men may just live in seclusion. This sort of just tells us the captain never really met nor interacted with the scholars, but rather had his subordinates deal with them. Now, what if I told you? We could end the mystery right here and right now and uncover who these three are by simply looking at the etymology of their names. Well, I'd be fucking lying. Aburi, Bosit, Argonian, they're both from Ghana, and, you know, Cuxtel is this thing named Cuxtel, huh? Cuck! Ain't that a bitch? is Mayan, which matches perfectly with having Natlan origin. So there's nothing out of the usual with the three names, but we've seen others use a false name before to hide their identity. Take, for instance, Clothot Albert, who hid behind the name Ida. Could these three have been doing the same to hide their real identity? And could they, you know, perhaps have used these fake names to clue us in on their true identity? A game of sorts. Let's have a look. Abria translates to old woman. My friends, do we know an old woman? Yes, we do. Bosomtwe translates to antelope god. Do we know an antelope god? Yes, we do. Cuxtel translates to life. Hey, someone's getting life in that arrangement. I'll stop. Do we know someone responsible for creating life? Yes, we do. So then, are the three scholars who aided the Fatui with the ancient dragon tech, Arborea, Bosomtwe, and Cuxtel, actually Granioni, Cloud Retainer, and the primordial one, our progenitor god, Hail, from beyond the stars? No, I don't think they are. Anything's possible, though. It seems like the connection most people make with these names actually goes back to Simulanka with, Albizi, Barbarano, and Capits, who are, like, just three dudes. I don't know if they were scholars. I think they were, but they were three dudes, you know, from three clans who were trying to uncover which clan was truly responsible for defeating the ancient dragon. And in the end, they found out all their clans were some shit, something about friendship. I mean, look, there's similarities here. You know, 3 and 3, the first letters match, both groups research dragon history, and we know Simulanka was sort of just ripped right from Teyvat, so it really does make you wonder if Albiza, Barbarano, and Cape are indeed meant to be reflections of Arborea, Bosomtwe, and Coxtel. This then could mean they potentially ran into members of the Hexen Circle, most likely either Alice or Barbaloth, Anders' daughter. The old-ass bitch, she won't go nowhere. Actually, does this mess with the timeline? When did Simulanka get written? Would that mean the scholars are old? Look, this video is